Are we heading for another Great Depression? For nearly a century, the Great Depression of the 1930s has stood as one of the darkest chapters in global economic history. Millions lost their jobs, banks collapsed, and entire countries struggled to recover. But here's the chilling question. Could it actually happen again in our lifetime? This isn't just a history lesson. Right now, in 2025, warning signs are flashing across the global economy. Rising debt, shaky stock markets, geopolitical tensions, and an uncertain future of work are making many experts whisper, are we on the edge of another economic collapse? Stay with me till the end of this video, because we'll compare today's economy with the 1930s step by step, and at the end, I'll reveal whether experts believe a new Great Depression is unavoidable, or if we still have a chance to prevent it. The shadow of 1929. To understand what might happen today, we need to look back. In 1929, stock markets soared beyond reason. People borrowed money recklessly to invest. Banks were under-regulated, and when the bubble burst, it set off a chain reaction that devastated the world. But what if I told you the exact same warning signs we saw in 1929 are quietly showing up again right now? Warning sign number 1. Record global debt. Governments, corporations, and households are carrying unprecedented levels of debt. According to recent IMF reports, global debt now exceeds $300 trillion. That's more than triple the size of the entire world economy. Think about it. When money is cheap to borrow, everyone takes loans. But what happens when interest rates rise? Repayments become crushing. And that's exactly what we're starting to see in countries like the US, Japan, and even parts of Europe. Warning sign number 2. Banking fragility. Remember how in 2008 Lehman Brothers collapsed and set off a global chain reaction? Well, smaller cracks are showing again. Some mid-sized banks in the US have already needed emergency bailouts in 2023 and 2024. Here's the scary part. Unlike 2008, central banks don't have unlimited ammunition this time. Interest rates are already high, and printing more money could trigger inflation all over again. Warning sign number 3. Job market uncertainty. AI and automation are transforming industries faster than governments can adapt. Some estimates suggest that up to 300 million jobs worldwide could be automated in the next decade. But wait, doesn't technology create jobs too? Yes, but not fast enough, and not for everyone. White-collar workers who once thought they were safe are now seeing AI tools replace parts of their jobs. Meanwhile, younger generations are struggling with lower wages, higher housing costs, and fewer stable career paths. Warning sign number 4. Global political instability. War in Ukraine, tensions in the Middle East, and US-China rivalry have added fuel to economic uncertainty. When countries can't cooperate, trade slows, investments shrink, and ordinary citizens pay the price. Do you think politics or economics is the bigger threat right now? Tell me in the comments. I really want to hear your perspective. Comparing 1930s versus today. Let's put the two eras side by side. Stock market bubbles. 1929 had reckless speculation. Today, tech stocks and crypto have shown similar boom and bust cycles. Debt crisis. In the 1930s, individuals defaulted. Today, it's entire governments at risk. Banking weakness. Then, banks were unregulated. Now, banks are regulated, but they're still vulnerable to global shocks. Job insecurity. Then, it was industrial collapse. Now, it's automation and AI. But here's the twist. While history seems to be repeating itself, there are some new weapons we didn't have in the 1930s, and they could change everything. Why it might not be as bad. Before we panic, let's consider the other side. Today, global institutions like the IMF, World Bank, and central banks exist specifically to prevent another depression. In 2008, for example, governments stepped in with massive bailouts, and while painful, the world avoided total collapse. Digital technology also means economies can adapt faster. Remote work, online business models, and global markets are more resilient than in the past. But will these safeguards be enough if everything crashes at once? Let's look at 3 possible scenarios. Scenario 1. A mild recession. In this case, economies slow down, unemployment rises slightly, and inflation cools off. Painful, yes, but recoverable within 1 to 2 years. Scenario 2. A severe global recession. Here, multiple countries face banking crises, unemployment spikes into double digits, and stock markets lose 40 to 50% of value. This is closer to the 2008 experience, but deeper. Scenario 3. A new Great Depression. This is the nightmare. Global trade collapses, debt defaults spread worldwide, and unemployment lingers above 20% for years. Poverty rises sharply, and social unrest explodes. Which of these scenarios are we heading toward? Stay with me, because the answer may surprise you. What experts say? Economists are divided. Some argue that strong safety nets and central bank tools make a Great Depression nearly impossible. Others warn that debt levels and automation shocks could overwhelm even the best policies. Famous investor Ray Dalio has already warned about a changing world order where US dominance fades and economic chaos could follow. Meanwhile, IMF analysts insist global cooperation is still strong enough to prevent total collapse. What this means for you. Now, here's the part you really care about. What can ordinary people do if the economy crashes? Diversify income. Don't rely on one job or one skill. Side hustles and digital work can be lifesavers. Reduce unnecessary debt. High-interest loans can crush you in downturns. Save for emergencies. Even a small buffer can make a huge difference. Invest cautiously. Avoid hype bubbles. Look for stable long-term assets. So, are we heading for another Great Depression? The truth is, not exactly. While the risks are very real, today's world has stronger defenses than the 1930s. But if governments mismanage debt, ignore inequality, or fail to adapt to AI and automation, the risk of a severe collapse grows higher every year. In short, we may not see a depression tomorrow, but the choices made in the next 5 years will decide whether history repeats itself or whether we avoid disaster. What do you think? Are we on the brink of a new Great Depression, or do you believe humanity will adapt just in time? Comment below. I'll be replying to as many as I can. If you learned something new today, give this video a like. It really helps the channel grow. And don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into global issues that affect your life.